Hey ref, there's a lot of misguided information out there about how long your warm-up should take you. Either you think that it should take you a very long time, or you just don't do enough, and that could result in injury as well. So last week, if you tuned in, we went over part 1, which gave you options for stationary warm-ups in places where you're in tight spaces such as locker rooms. Today, I'm going to go over part 2, or another option for you, which is going to be more dynamic walking stretches. Now, I'm on a football field here, so you can do this on a basketball court as well, or on a soccer field. I'm going to go in 10-yard increments, and once again, I'm also going to start my stopwatch to make sure that we're being time efficient with this. Here we go. Ready? Go. The first one I want to start with is walking leg swings. I really want to take my time and loosen up my hamstrings. So what I'm going to do through this movement is I'm going to stand up nice and tall. I'm going to keep my knee straight, and I'm going to swing from my hip. Now, I don't want to force this stretch, so whatever my range of motion is at that time, that's what I'm going to go with. You never want to force a stretch. So once I finish my 10-yard increment, I'm going to turn around, and I'm going to be efficient with my time. I know, because I have a plan going in, I'm going to go right into my next exercise, which is called the quad walk. So now I've hit the back side, and now I've hit the front side. My goal here is to balance on one leg, pull an ankle up in front of me, pull the knee directly under my hip, and I'm going to take my time in stretching out my quad and my hip flexors, because I know that those are important for me as an official to get ready to move throughout the course of a game. Now I'm going to go into over hurdle walks, okay? I want to focus on opening my hips up here. So again, I want to stand nice and tall, but the goal of this exercise is for me to bring my knees up, out, and over as if there was an imaginary hurdle right in front of me. I'm trying to loosen up my glutes, my hips, and I want to keep my belly button square while I do this exercise and not cheat it. So again, I have a plan going in. Once I finish that 10-yard increment, I'm immediately going to start doing what we call the backwards ankle walk. Now this one is the exercise that probably takes you the most time, but we're really trying to target our calves, our Achilles, our feet, our ankles, everything from the knee down. So the goal here is to keep my chest up, bend my knees, because good posture is always important. So what I want to do in this exercise is walk backwards from toe to heel and push the entire sole of my shoe down into the ground. If I need a little bit more stretch, I'm just going to bend a little bit more in my knees or take a slightly bigger step backwards. Next, I'm going to go into a side lunge. So I'm going to lunge out to the left, out to the right. I'm going to pivot and go right into my next one. So the goal of this exercise is to loosen up my groins. Officials have to be ready to change directions at any time, so I need to make sure that I put that into my warm-up. I don't want to miss on anything. So in this exercise, chest up, squat to the left, squat to the right. Once again, pivot in place, finish the movement. Now we're going to hit on the glutes just a little bit with the figure 4 stretch. So in this exercise, I want to stand up nice and tall, and I'm going to focus on pulling my ankle up to my hip, not bending over at the waist and going down and getting it. Because again, I want to be targeted in my approach. I don't want to cheat the stretch here. So pull the ankle up to my hip, and if I really want to, I can give a little push down with my outside hand just to give myself a little more assistance through the movement. Now for our last two, world's greatest stretch. I'm going to lunge out, pull my elbow inside my ankle, and reach up with that same arm. So left leg in front, left elbow goes down, plant on the right arm, reach up top, and really try to stretch. So this is a great movement because not only am I stretching out hip flexors, quads, I'm also getting a little bit of a lat stretch. I'm also getting a little bit of an oblique stretch. This is a very, very good dynamic stretch that you can do at any time on the field. You can do this in place. This exercise has a ton of benefits. Now it's a little bit time consuming, but you're only going through about 8 movements here. And then if there's anything else that you would like to add in, but it makes it very time efficient for you. And the last one, going back, just a simple knee hug. Again, getting into the hips, the glutes, balance on one leg. So right there, you are finishing out a very well-rounded dynamic stretch in place, and you have the ability to do this in a time efficient manner and make sure that you are warmed up to officiate the game. Stop right there. 4 minutes, 13 seconds, and I was talking through it as well. So you can see that this can be done in a time efficient manner. So part 1 took me about 3 minutes. Part 2, the dynamic stuff, the dynamic walking stuff took me closer to 4 minutes and 15 seconds. You add that up, it's under 8 minutes. You're getting ready to officiate. We know that a lot of referees struggle with or don't put enough time into their warm-up routines. So now you have the ability to do so in a time efficient manner and make sure that you're staying healthy on the court or on the field, wherever you may be. If you like this video, make sure you check us out at runninref.com. We're here to help all officials in all sports become the best they can be and excel as a referee. Let's get to running.